say, I want to go back to October the 8th and show everyone again. I've shown this many times that something was said and done at Lakemba in Sydney on October the 8th, 2023. Here it is.
I'm elated! It's a day of courage! It's a day of happiness! It's a day of pride! It's a day of victory! This is the day we've been waiting for!
Now, that revelling in the slaughter of innocents, I think, is the worst thing I've seen on the streets of this country when it comes to anything said, certainly anything short of violence, or it's revelling in violence. The issue here is, how do we find commonality? How do we find things to unite behind when you have that sort of hatred that's directed at a group of people, some of whom, Jewish Australians, are living in the same city?
Well, that's right. I think there are two principal things that can be done to enforce and reinforce what it means to be an Australian, what it means to be an Australian citizen. The first is to strengthen the citizenship test. Our citizenship test focuses on matters of culture and history and things like common dates and barbecue etiquette, for want of a better phrase. What we need to do is have a citizenship test that emphasises for those who come to this country to become citizens that they need a commitment to legal equality, that they need a respect for the rule of law and for our democratic institutions. They have to commit to our democratic way of life. The other thing is, for people who are already here, Australians who are born and go to school, we need to add a component of civic education to our school curricula, so that young children are brought up to understand what it is to be an Australian living in a plural society. I mean, pluralism is the reality that we face in this country, and we're a country that's built on that pluralism. What we have to do is ensure that children understand what it is, what is required of them if they are to grow to be mature and responsible citizens.
That's such a good point. I really like that in your column, because education is critical. I think a lot of this is driven by ignorance. How do we get people to defend the democracy, rule of law and plurality we have in this country unless they understand its genesis, unless they understand where it's come from and how important it is, how integral it is to our society?
That's right. I think that's absolutely the point. People have to understand that there are responsibilities that come with being an Australian citizen, whether you come to this country as a migrant, as I did over 30 years ago, or whether you're born and brought up here and grow up to become an Australian citizen. These are fundamental issues that we need to face as a society, because as we're seeing, there are tensions erupting on our streets and, frankly, on our university campuses now that we have not seen in living memory. And we need to be aware of that. It's not a counsel of despair, it's a counsel of warning.
Yeah, spot on, Peter. Thanks so much for joining us. Peter Kurti there from the Centre for Independent Studies. You can read that piece on the Daily Telegraph website if you get the chance.